CNN. Donald Trump promises a second presidency. A deviation in American history. The former and possibly future commander wishes to reach the power of dictatorship if he regains the White House next year. He believes his authority will be absolute. He wants to take revenge on his political enemies. It would constitute biggest challenge to rule of law and constitution of modern times. Trying to crush press freedoms and evacuate government mechanism. None of this is speculation. Trump says and shows exactly what to do to stamp the legal system at his rallies. Social media shares, interviews, lawyer applications and even court hearings. And Trump's ambitions must be taken seriously because the hopes of re-election of President Joe Biden a year after the election are far from safe. Let's take Trump's speech in New Hampshire on Saturday. Choosing to eliminate national divisions rather than promoting unity on Veterans Day. We will scratch the roots of communists, Marxists, fascists and radical left bandits living as vermin within the borders of our country. Trump said, using a demagogic technique such as dehumanizing his opponents. He warned, the real threat does not come from the radical right. The real threat comes from the radical left and is growing day by day. At a time when there was global unrest, wars in Gaza, Ukraine continued at full speed, and enemies such as China, Russia were challenged by the power of the United States. Trump also applied to a classic authoritarian quine. Trump, who often praises tyrants in world, makes another move than tactical books. It targets foreigners and immigrants in a poisonous way with racially content. This reminds of white supremacy and language of political violence, which is increasingly intertwined with its brand. The right-wing National Pulse website said that undocumented immigrants poisoned the blood of our country. The situation is very bad and people come with the disease. Trump's creepy rhetoric, especially use of word vermin, led to new comparisons between former president and fascist dictators of 1940s in some media outlets, even in Biden's camp. Campaign spokesman Amar Moussa said in a statement, Donald Trump. He repeated the autocratic language of Adolf Hitler and Benito Mussolini, two dictators who fought many U.S. veterans to fully defeat the anti-American ideas Trump is currently defending. It is true that some of Trump's most criticized dictators adopt rhetorical strategies. It dehumanizes its political enemies, discredit the legal, political electoral system, demonizes the press and targets vulnerable members of society, minorities, immigrants as scapegoats. Like other powerful men, he presents himself as the persecuted savior of a deprived society segment that sees its traditional values and traditions under attack. However, comparisons with fascists of the 1940s also run risk of caricatured America's current political reality, which could not be compared to Europe before World War II.